Now let's talk about the derivatives of the logarithmic function, okay? So keep that in mind, just try to remember what it did, okay? At the first time, we did polynomial, exponential function, and trig function, and inverse trig function. Now it is time to talk about logarithmic function, okay? So it's basically look at this chart. You get, unfortunately, you have to memorize all this, okay? And where this came from? It came from the definition of the derivative, okay? It is the same thing, okay? We can derive it like that way, okay? But basically, we have to memorize this, okay? Look at the first one. Log x with natural base e, and ln x prime is 1 over x, okay? And what about third one? If your base is not e, but like other number, then you have to multiply ln x, okay? I'm talking about this part, okay? ln b, okay? Don't forget this, okay? For example, log 2x prime is equal to 1 over x. This is same thing with first one, but you have to multiply ln 2 here, okay? But keep that in mind. Even like it is ln x, we can follow this rule, right? 1 over x and multiplied by ln e. But since ln equal to 1, that's why it is 1 over x, okay? It is not something new or different thing, but they are all same thing, okay? What about second and fourth one? They are the chain rule, okay? Just like you think about it. ln of f of x, okay? F of x itself is the inside function. Does it make sense? So, like this one, actually this one came from 1 over inside function, which is f of x. Then by the chain rule, you multiply by f prime x. That's why you have this formula, okay? But I don't think like you have to memorize this, okay? As long as you understand about chain rule, well, then you can understand this, okay? The fourth one as well, okay? Same thing with third one, but like it is applied the chain, okay? So now let me give you some example, okay? Look at the first example, okay? Cosine, your function f is equal to cosine of ln x, right? Cosine is outside function, and ln x logarithm function is your inside function, okay? Then what is f prime? Or in a Leibniz form, df over dx, right? Is equal to, outside function is cosine, which is minus sine of inside function. I'm talking about chain, right? Once you write your inside function, don't forget you have to multiply inside function prime. I'm talking about chain, right? If you want me to rewrite this one in one fraction, yes, I can do it. Minus sine of ln x over x. This is the answer, okay? Let me give you more example, okay? Like look at that, all these things concerned with the chain rule and product rule and quotient rule. Can you realize this one? Look at that. So first one, function f of x equal to log of 3 of 5 minus x to 4. Two-layer chain rule problem, okay? So, okay, outside function is log function with base 3, okay? Then f prime of x, which is df over dx is equal to outside function, okay? It is 1 over inside function, and don't forget you have to multiply ln3 because your base is not e but 3, okay? Then, as I told you, once you write inside function, and don't forget you have to multiply the inside function prime right away, okay? So, this can be written by negative 4x cubed over 5 minus x to 4 times ln3. That's it, okay? What about next one? Next one is a little bit more complicated, okay? And as you can see, it is definitely chain rule, but inside the function is the product form. And also in your product form, there is another chain rule issue, okay? You have to be careful about that, okay? So let's do step by step, okay? Here we go. F prime of x df over dx, right? Then simply outside function is natural log, right? Then ln x prime is 1 over inside function, okay? That's it. This is inside function, okay? Now, this is outside function, okay? Now let me write your inside function, okay? And let me try to use like 2 different colors to help you to do the product, okay? X times e to the x, okay? X times e to the minus x. Are you with me so far? Once you write the inside function, then definitely you have to multiply your inside function prime. Let's do it. Here we go. First function prime, 1 times second function, don't do anything for here. I'm talking about products, okay? And plus first one times second prime, e to the minus x prime, which is another chain, right? E to the minus x and minus 1. Are you with me so far? Okay? It is a little bit complicated, but like you can do it. It's doable, right? And let me rewrite this guy, okay? Is equal to e to the minus x and minus x e to the minus x over x times e to the minus x, okay? Since like your old term has e to the minus x, maybe we can simplify a little bit more. Just divide by e to the minus x, x top and bottom, then it's 1 minus x over x. Let's talk about a little bit more about this, okay? So if you are familiar with the property of log, we don't have to do like this, okay? Let me do on the side, okay? Here we go. So like, do you remember this one? Log x times e to the minus x. Whenever you have product form inside of it log, then you can split with 2 separate log, right? Here we go. So here we go. Your function f of x is ln x times e to the minus x, which means by the property of log plus ln e to the minus. This is important property, okay? And another thing is, look at that. Since minus x is power of inside of log, this can be pulled out in front of log, okay? Then this whole thing can be written by ln x minus x times ln e, and also we know ln e is equal to 1, right? So this function can be simplified by ln x minus x. That's it, right? Then it's really easy to find f prime x from this point, right? Ln x prime is 1 over x, and minus x prime is minus 1. That's it. That's exactly the same thing with this one. Does it make sense? So like this property is really, like using property of log is a really important thing, okay? So for now, like I just like, introduce it as an option, but later we have to keep using this property, okay? So now let's talk about another problem, okay? Look at that. That is really simple quotient, right? So here we go. So g prime of x equal to, by the quotient, okay? And numerator function prime, ln x prime is 1 over x times denominator function, and it is combined by minus because we are talking about quotient, right? And numerator ln x times denominator function prime, which is minus 1 over your denominator function squared, okay? So this can be written by, let me distribute this, okay? It is 1 over x minus 1 and plus ln x over 1 minus x squared. It is simple, right?